Hiya guys. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is with the 20-day fast that I just finished. I was trying to show you how I started the fast 13 stone 3 and how with using and utilizing other energy sources like sun gazing, earthing, grounding, affirmation, sound therapy, how my energy levels would actually go up, my strength would go up, and how I wouldn't actually lose that much weight. And by the end of the 20 days, I'd only lost 3 pounds, and my strength had increased, my energy had increased, and my need for sleep had decreased. So I was sleeping 4 to 6 hours a night instead of 6 to 8 hours a night. I instantly noticed when I started eating again that I was back to my 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night because my energy levels were slightly less when I was eating. So, as I've mentioned before, I don't fast for weight loss reasons. I've almost sort of perfected how to utilize my body, and I've been overweight before. I can lose and gain weight very quickly. I know how to drop my body fat very quickly, and I'm always in quite good fitness whether my body fat is up or down. So what I intend to show you with the next from the 1st of September till the end of September, I'm going to be over those 30 days. I'm going to be doing 2 different types of fasting, and I'm going to show a beginning and an after picture of how to lose as much body fat around my stomach as quickly as possible. So I'm hoping to go from virtually a no pack to an 8 pack within 30 days. So that is my target. I'm pretty sure I will reach that. I've done it before, so it doesn't seem a problem for me. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is energy again, and this is the main reason that I fast, is because your body is a vibrational frequency instrument. Now, whatever you think, whatever you speak, you send out that vibration and it draws it to you, because these are the foundations of your reality. So your personality creates your personal reality. What you think becomes your reality. What you speak becomes your reality. And as soon as you put emotion into it, which is energy in motion, that sort of solidifies the foundations, and you can take these foundations and build them stronger and stronger. And once you realize these mechanisms and how to start these foundations off solid and build them stronger and stronger, it all falls into place and becomes a lot easier. So you have 114 chakras in your body, and this is like the Earth's ley line systems. So we are planet Earth. I believe we're all connected. This is how, when one person in the world run the first 4-minute mile without it even being publicized, someone else in the world will be able to run that 4-minute mile. This is how shamans in Russia were learning how to set bones before there was any transport, before there was any media, and shamans in South America would know exactly the same methods and exactly the same medicines to use, because we're all connected to collective consciousness. And when one person breaks something and puts it out into the ether, we can all connect to that. It's like an Akashic records. If you know much about the Akashic records, it's records of everything that's happened and that we can all connect to. When we're all born, we're all predominantly psychic. We all have 8 clear senses. I'm not going to go into those today, but Google 8 clear senses. So these are clairvoyance, clairaudience. So we all have these abilities, but from the age of 1 to 6 is when your subconscious is most impressionable, and they're the times we go to school. And unfortunately, all they teach us at school, in terms of how I think and how a lot of shamans think, everything you learn from the age of 1 to say 6, or say 1 to 12, you need to at some point unlearn to then relearn, because we put limitations and barriers on ourselves, and once those barriers are made beliefs, we kind of restrict ourselves and we put ourselves into a prison where, because we believe these things, because we've been taught them by people that we've trusted and that we've had faith in, because our parents were taught by their parents, and at some point I think it's got a little bit jaded, and we can do so much more than what we are actually taught. And now's the time where people are actually starting to step out of the box and question this. As I've said before, I'm planning on trying a spell of breatharianism next year. So I won't be eating or drinking for as long as possible, to see how I can utilize other forms of energy, because so far I've done over 7 or 8 7-day hard dry fasts where that's no food, no water, and no contact with water, no washing, no showering, no bathing. And I found them relatively easy after a while, because I've managed to utilize, and I find that once you do it a few times, you really become sensitive to energy. So that's when you start, if someone's angry around you, before they even get near you, you know they're angry because you're picking up on that energy. as soon as you walk into a wooded area, like when I go for a walk, when I'm feeling... Now, the best place for rest is the forest. Now, if you split forest into two words, it says forest. Again, there's so many little signs out there that these things are... that this is the way it should be. So when you fast for 7 days and you go with no food and no water and you walk into a forest, you can almost feel the energy. It's like you're getting rejuvenated by the trees, by the air. When you learn how to breathe properly, you've got 3 brains. A lot of people think you just have this brain, but you have a brain. You have a brain in your head, and you have a brain in your heart, and you have a brain in your stomach. And if you, obviously your gut, you need to keep very healthy. Now, if you're eating a lot of foods, now this is one of the reasons I gave up meat, was because I felt that when I was eating meat, I was taking on some of the hormones of that animal. Now, animals today are kept in pretty horrendous conditions. And I started to feel like I'd be taking on that stress of that animal. And I do believe this still. I mean, when I was younger, I played around with steroids. When you inject a hormone into your body, you take on that hormone, it becomes part of you. So what's not to say when you eat that meat, you're not taking on the stress from that animal. Now, I'm only going to talk to you about things that I've tried before, because if I've tried it and I've backed it up, your energy is not going to change whether I can do it or not, because I've done it. So if you want to listen to me and embody it or try it, then I'm all for that. I hope this can be a catalyst for you to try something out of the box that nobody else has tried. But I'm not going to tell you to do things that I haven't tried before. Now, I also believe that a lot of illnesses are man-made. I believe there's only 2 illnesses that exist, and that's an acidic environment in the body and inflammation in the body. Now, as I said, you have 114 chakras in your body, and you have 7 in the main energy wheel. Now, the 7 in the main energy wheel are very, very important, because if you get an energy blockage in your root chakra, it's going to affect you. You're going to be spending a lot of time with sexual thoughts. There's a lot of different types of energies you're going to be stuck with. And the same if you get to your solar plexus and you get an energy blockage in that, and if you get an energy blockage in your throat chakra, you're going to find it very difficult to speak your truth. So all of these chakras have different things that will affect your... So when I sit and talk to somebody about what they're finding and how they're feeling at that particular time, if they're feeling they can't talk in public, or they feel like they're spending too much time thinking about the opposite sex, watching porn, or whether there's a different energy blockage for every chakra anyway. So you can generally find out where someone's having that energy blockage just by talking to their wants and needs and their physical problems. Now, let's just say, for instance, and this is complete theory or complete hypothesis, say there's person A or B, they don't exist, it's male or female. The male goes to the doctors because he's got a lump on his testicle, the female goes to the doctors because they've got a lump on their breast. Both of them take a parent with them. They go to the doctors says we're going to have to run some tests for cancer. Now, the second that's said, that's a vibration, and it's created a vibration in that room, and that vibration has hit the parent, and it's hit the person who now suspects they have cancer, even though they're just going to run some tests. So now that person's got some inflammation or an energy blockage or an acidic environment in their body. Now, that vibration is now projected onto that person from the doctor and from the parent, and when they leave that room, they're going to tell their friends and family about it. And when they tell their friends and family about it, those people around them's opinions and vibrations about that person get projected onto them. That changes, and they all start to believe this. Now, that's a change of environment instantly. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, nobody has the same opinion of you as you do, and nobody has the same opinion as you as anyone else does. So you're a different person to your mum than you are to your dad, and you're a different person to your boss than you are to your co-worker. Who you think you are isn't necessarily, that's who you are, but it's not who everybody else perceives you to be. But if a lot of people start projecting a certain energy onto you, and you start to believe that this certain energy is there, you will start to embody that energy. So if you're told you have cancer, you start to believe you have cancer, and everybody around you starts projecting that energy onto you, your body's cells listen, you're going to start to grow that cancer. Now, I hope this is making sense, because this is what I've started thinking, and this is what I'm being shown, and I think this is generally true. I think that most illnesses are man-made, especially when you look at placebo tests and and things, how people are cured. And let's just face it, medicine's just the fucking biggest scam going anyway. And that gets me onto how yesterday I said to you guys I was going to talk to you about something that's really, really out there, something that might make you guys even turn off or not even start thinking about it, which is aliens. Now, whether you guys have looked into it or whether this is the first experience you're going to have with it, whether you're thinking Lemurians, Arcturians, Greys, Anunnakis, whatever type of alien, everybody tries to put a mental image on it because they want to believe that there's spaceships out there and that these aliens or whatever, or they're walking around amongst us. But who's to say they're not just energies, forms of energies? Now, we're all just energy, vibration and frequency. Now, Paramahansa Yoganda, Autobiography of a Yogi, it's a great book, read it. He said that alcohol, whenever he went to a pub or anywhere that served alcohol, he could see demons or bad spirits hovering around this place. Now, alcohol or alcohol in Arabic means flesh eating spirit, it means demon. Now, gin and vodka is spirits. Now, you have an energy body, you have a physical body, you have an emotional body and a mental body. Now, when you drink alcohol, your energy body gets very, very loose within your body. Now, there's some people that believe, including Paramahansa Yoganda and some other people, that when you drink too much alcohol, your energy body becomes weak and your energy body can slip out, and one of these other spirits or energies can pop into you and almost use your body like a car thief would steal a car and have a joyride in your body. Now, I personally believe this because I've studied and done a lot of astral projection and out-of-body experiences. I spent a couple of weeks in the French Pyrenees Mountains studying it, and I spent some time in Normandy studying it with some of the best teachers in the world. So I know that my energy body can come out of my physical body because I've actually stepped out of my physical body, turned around and seen myself asleep and gone off in my energy body. Now, so if that's the case, who's to say that these spirits or energies that can jump into you and have a joyride aren't similar to what people are saying aliens are? That aliens aren't actually a physical thing here, they're an energy that could step into you and go for a joyride. Again, this is a hypothesis. I haven't heard anyone else talk about this before. I think it's perfectly plausible. And I would like more feedback on it. So, yeah. Have a think about it and let me know what you guys think about it, because this is my longest video yet. This is not going to go on Instagram TV because you can only put up to 10 minutes on there. My videos are going to start to get longer and longer because I have more and more to talk about. And they're going to get more and more and more interesting as well. So I would like you guys to subscribe to my YouTube page, and I would like you to show to your friends and your family, obviously if they're open-minded, because I'm getting a lot of people questioning what I'm saying, but I do like that. I like to be challenged on what I'm saying, so because I feel so passionately, and so what I feel I'm being shown and what I feel I'm channeling makes sense to me. And if you've got a question, I feel like I've got the answer for it. So again, I had somebody come at me today with how I shouldn't be telling people they don't need to eat, and I'm not telling you don't need to eat. I'm telling you that I physically have not eaten for long periods of time and felt better for it. And I genuinely believe within the next 2 years, all illnesses would just be able to fuck off the medication, because you're going to see that when you fast for certain periods of times and you use certain foods or certain herbs or certain energies or certain drinks. I have done so many different types of fast now, with so many different types. I've done a coconut water fast. I've done a fast where I don't eat or drink but use coconut oil as a moisturizer. I've done fasts where I've only eaten cacao. I've done so many different types of fast now, and had so many different results with it. And at the end of the day, I think it all comes down to how I said on one of my first posts. When I was younger, I was overweight, and I lost weight using the Atkins diet, which was high fats, low carbs, high protein. And it wasn't until I started to question whether that was good for my health that I tried the opposite, high carb, low fat diet, and I lost weight using that. Now, they contradict each other. They're completely contradicting, but because I put the belief into it, it was my mind that was the powerful thing that changed it. And that's when I started to question whether I even needed to eat food. And when I started playing around with the fasting and seeing whether I could actually fast and not eat any food and still maintain certain weights. And I've managed to do that. I've managed to maintain weights with fasting. And now over the next 30 days from the 1st of September, I'm going to show you how to utilize it to completely get rid of fat around your stomach, in a safe way, in a healthy way. So it's going to be a 30-day challenge, that one. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll keep you up to date on that one, but I will also go off and have some little crazy rants like this to see how you guys take it, perceive it, and what sort of feedback I get, because this is the first one I've really gone into touching some quite off-topic stuff, which I find that the more people and the more gatherings I go to now are starting to become more aware of. So yeah, no, I'm interested to see your feedback, interested to see your questions. I hope you've all had a really good week. The weather's been amazing, and I will catch you guys tomorrow more than likely. Hope you all have a lovely evening. Cheers.